Hello, this is Mr. Kraft. I just wanted to make a short video for all my pre-calc students to help you guys navigate the two main websites that we're going to be using this trimester to learn pre-calc. So the first one is Google Classroom. So if I do a search for this, you can get to Google Classroom this way. I would recommend bookmarking it. So I have my Google Classes bookmark and I go right there. Then I have two pre-calc classes. It doesn't matter which one you click on. So when you're in the Google Classroom, I've organized everything in the classwork tab. So it's going to be really important that you know how to get here and navigate it because there's going to be a few key things. One, assignments. So right now on yours, you might not have anything on your assignments thing because I have this scheduled for 12:10. So at 12:10, this will pop up. You'll click on it, and it will take you. It will give you a link to go to Webassign where your assignments will be. And in a second here, I'm going to go over how to log in and create a Webassign class. I've also included it in the assignment in case you forget. Okay. The next thing is, and hopefully you've learned this through your advisory, any class that anytime we don't have class, so any day we don't have class. So for example, this is third period, so that would be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. You're going to have to come on to Google Classroom and ask an attendance question. Okay, so you would click on the attendance question. This one happens to say, oh look, some of you have already done it. You just have to go in, answer the question really quickly, and then I will mark you for attendance for that day. This has to be done by 2:30 every day that we do not have class together. The questions will change depending on what we're teaching, etc. So that's attendance. If for any reason you have issues with attendance, you should send me an email and to communicate with how we can get you caught up. One way that I'm going to be getting you caught up is most times we have a class, I have a document camera and I'm going to record my document camera. So if you miss class, you can actually get the lesson. So you'd click down here on links to class videos and open that up. And I'm going to have the date of the recording, the subject of the video, and the link to the YouTube video. So when I'm done with this video, I'm going to be putting that here so you have access to that as the school year goes on. Okay. Also, I have my syllabus posted. We're going to go over that in class. So if you have missed class, then you need to go over this on your own. But in class, I'm going to be going over my syllabus with everyone. Looks like it's taking a long time to load. I think we're going to have things like that as the year goes on. So again, in the syllabus, there's some useful things that I want to show you. So for example, my office hours, you can click on this link right here, and that will add it to your Google Calendar when my office hours are, or you can go here and just manually join my Zoom office hours, okay? One thing to note too is that there are 3 teachers that are going to be teaching pre-calculus, and if you can't make my office hours, you can go ahead and make Ms. Morris or Mr. Race's office hours. Speaking of calendars, something else that I would do underneath classwork at the very top is a thing that says Google Calendar. If you click on the Google Calendar, it will add our class schedule to your Google Calendar. Again, this is going to be super helpful. So you can see my schedule. So if I look at Thursday, for example, I see my schedule. I have at 9 a.m., I have Algebra 1 Extended. At 11:20, I have pre-calc, and then I have office hours. So if I am like, hey, I want to join this class, I would just click and boom, I can join the Zoom meeting. So again, adding this to having all your classes on Google Calendar is just going to help you. You don't have to remember Zoom meeting codes. You just click on a link and you can join it. Same thing with my office hours. I can just go boom and I join the office hours. Okay, so hopefully that's a really helpful feature. So I went over Google Calendar, where your assignments will be, where your attendance questions will be, and where resources will be. Okay, so if I go back to the stream, I don't really plan on using the stream for much more. I might have announcements that I'll put up or reminders that I'll put up. Remember that you can subscribe so that you get an email every time I put a comment up, or you can turn that off. Also note that the principal is in this classroom, so there's going to always be a second pair of eyes. So don't, be school appropriate. You can invite your guardians. I recommend that because that way your parents can feel at ease knowing what you're doing. So with that said, oh yeah, there's also, this is the Zoom ID for class, but again, if you add it to Google Calendar, you don't really need that. So if there's something that you have a question about after seeing this with Google Classroom, just shoot me a quick email and I can bring it up in the next class, or we can meet during my office hours to go over that. Okay, so that's Google Classroom. So the next thing I want to go over is, okay, how are we going to do our homework? So some of you are used to using big ideas, but the book that we're using, and hopefully you can see this, I don't know if you can see this, but it's Precalculus with Limits by Larson, which is the same guy, just not big ideas. So to do this, what I'm going to do, here I'm going to close out all of these links. I'm going to go and I'm going to search for Webassign. Okay, and it looks like it's webassign.net. Now, in all of my assignments, I'm going to post a link. So you'll never actually have to search for Webassign and do that. But if you want to, it's Webassign, you can just search. Now, the first time that you're going to log in, so I'm going to click Webassign, you're going to want to go straight to enter a class key. Okay, so when you click enter a class key, and here I'll go back again. I guess this is a video, you can rewind, but it's just up here. It's enter class key, it's in the upper right. So I go enter class key, and then there's two places I have put the class key. So I've put it right here in the assignment detail. Another place I've put it is in the syllabus, right here. So make sure there's two different periods. Make sure you pick the right period, or else when I go to grade it and put it into Skyward, I won't have the right student for the right period. So make sure you're signed up for the right period, whether it's period 3 or period 4 for my class. So, and then you're going to type that in. See, Mount Vernon's going to be here, then a number, and then a number, and then you'll enroll. Now, when you click enroll, it's going to take you to an information screen to fill out a profile. You need to use your full name because that's how I'm going to know who to give a grade to in Skyward. So your name in Webassign has to be the same as the name in Skyward, or else I won't know how to give to get credit to. Please don't abbreviate names or do nicknames. We can do that when we talk in person. Okay. So now I already have an account, so I'm going to. Oops, I just realized I have to log in as a student. So let's do this. So I'm going to log in because I already have an account. So password, sign in. Okay, so when you sign in, once you get that all set up, now you probably won't get this screen because I'm actually enrolled in several different classes. This is Mr. Race's class. So I'm going to go ahead and just, so again, you're probably not going to see this. You're probably just going to log into your normal class. So I'm going to go third period, and then this screen's going to show up. Now, I've already picked my book, so hopefully you see this. This is our book. It's Precalculus with Limits for High School 4E. Now you have to be careful. There's a Precalc with Limits not for high school, and it's like an orange color book. Make sure you pick the blue book. If you have issues with this, please let me know. Also, another thing that we should talk about, please, 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 if at any point it asks you to pay for this, you need to stop and you need to email me. You should not have to pay for any of this. So if you get to a screen and it says, hey, you have to pay $50 for this service, stop, email me, we'll figure it out. So a couple of things. One, when I'm here, I can click on this book and it is all the chapters. So I can go to functions and their graphs, chapter 1, and I just click, and this is the book. And it just scrolls through each page just like the book. Okay, so that's the book. If you want a physical copy of the book, make sure to send me an email. The library is checking out books. Just email me so we can make sure that the librarian will be there to check out a book to you. Under My Assignments tab, that's where the assignment will be. You just click. During the day of the class, I'm going to go through how to do those assignments, so make sure you're in class. If you missed the first class and you want me to go over that with you, you can email me and we can do that together. I think if I go here, there's an assignment ready for me. There is. So it will show up current assignments. So if I click current assignment, I click that. It will have a list of it. Oh, cool. I got an extension on it. We'll talk about that. So if I click on the assignment, it shows up with all of these problems all at once. Okay, so it looks like there is 12 problems. So a couple of things I want to show. If you're in the kind of person that wants to print the assignment, you can print it and work on it and then come back and submit your answers later. An overview will show you which problems you have done and which problems you don't. Now, there will be deadlines for assignments, but if you want to request an extension because life happens, you can request an extension, and in my homeroom, it will pop up with the request. This is my first time using this, so I think all I have to do is just say, I can give you a few extra days to do that. So don't abuse that. This is like, hey, every once in a while, life happens, and I might have to do that. Something to know, though, is that you'll be able to access this assignment all year. It's just once it's due, you can't go back and make changes to it. A couple of other things that I want to point out. So like this is a drop-down one. This is a drop-down one. Make sure you submit your answer. Show my work. So if you want to show your work, you can add work here if you want to. So see how it's optional. So sometimes it's optional. My notes, if you write a note, that shows up to me as a teacher. So if I write, I'm so lost, I'll need to practice this more before the test, or I'm lost, I need help, that will show up in my main screen, and I can either write you an email or respond back within Webassign. Okay. Also remember, during office hours, we can just talk one-on-one, and it doesn't have to be this back and forth. Ask the Teacher also sends me a question. One thing I did want to, the Read It will take you to, we'll open up a new tab and take you to where in the book the problem is coming from. So that's really nice. So I clicked on this one, and it takes me to exponent and radicals review, and I can go through, boom, look at that, all the different properties of exponents. It looks funky right now. It takes a while to load. I was a little thrown off by this, but after it loads, it won't show all this crazy stuff. There we go. It will show all the properties. So I think that's really cool. So again, you can just hit read it. It takes you and shows you all of that. Make sure you're submitting your answer. It tells you if you submit it. Details, it'll tell you how to grade. Don't worry, I'm going to grade it based on completion. So that's another thing. You're going to be graded on correctness, not completion. So look how it says submissions used. You get 5 chances to get it right. After that, you get it wrong. So, so I'm grading you on how many you get right. You only get 5 submissions. So if you don't get it right in the first 2, you probably should either ask for help or look on the internet for help. Next, on some of these other questions, when I click over here, a little calculator pad opens up to help me write things. So if I click this, it's a lot easier to go 7, and then I go boom to the 5th power. That's obviously not the answer, but it helps you write in math notation. So again, if you don't need this, it doesn't show up. So for example, on 6, since I'm just writing a number, it doesn't show up. But on problems that you do need it, it does show up here on the side. Okay. I've found that there's a learning curve with this website, but after you learn it, it is so much better than Big Ideas. So that's great. One thing I want to point out is that assignments here, you can have different numbers than everyone else. So if you do call someone and you want their answers, your answers are going to be different than theirs. So that's really good. So yeah, that's that. So you can save assignment progress. So boom. And all that means is you can come back to it and then you just need to have it done by the time it's done. So all of my assignments are going to be due at the start of the next class. So for example, if I'm teaching 3rd period, that would be Monday. So Monday at the end of class, the assignment will be live. And then you have until Thursday at the start of class to get that assignment done. Same for 4th period. If I had you Tuesday, the assignment would go live at the end of class, and then it would be due at the start of class Friday. So you get quite some time to work on your assignment. Okay. Again, this isn't supposed to be an end-all for an introduction to this. I just wanted to give you some of the basic details. And again, you can always come in during office hours. We can share screens and go over it together. But that is basically the 2 websites that we're going to be using. So I hope this is helpful. And if it's not, you should let me know, and I can improve my videos for the future. So take care.